Hey YouTube, Jack here with Jack's Low Carb Journey, episode 33. Today we're going to talk about dealing with people that tell you keto will kill you, you're going to die, your cholesterol's going to go up, you're going to have a heart attack, you're going to need stents, you're going to clog your arteries, blah, 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 on and on. I almost didn't do this one. Like I said, I recently did a post on Facebook and just said, give me everything you want me to do a video on, and like 30 odd different subjects. It was like 100 comments, but when you consolidated, a lot of them were the same stuff. So 30 odd subjects came up. And this is one of them. And basically, my response is, tell them to go fuck themselves. I'm serious. Like, it's your life. It's not theirs. They're the one living. But we're going to actually give you some things. But we got to give you 5 things to tell them, and we'll save that one for last. But we're going to say it again, yeah. Before we do, how's my weight loss journey going? Yesterday, I had bounced up from like 215.2 up to 216, even again. A little ping pong. And today I am down to 215.2, I think is right, 215.4. So 0.6 of a pound down from yesterday. So I'm banging around between 215 and 216. And I'll probably do that for a while, and eventually I'll be on here and go, I'm 214, right? That's how it works. That's what happens. You have these ping-ponging things as you're metabolically adjusting your body, controlling your intake and what have you. One of the things I have been really good about lately is my walks. I've got my morning walks up now to at least 3 miles. Yesterday I did 6.1 miles, something like that yesterday in total walking, and it's really made a big difference here. More importantly than here. It's made a huge difference here. The workload I'm getting done, I'm taking more time away from work, but I'm getting more work done. And there's just some value to that I want to throw in for you today. So let's talk about people, and let's just understand that they do mean well. They think they're right because everybody knows. And that's where this all starts out. If you keep eating all of these fats, all this meat, you're going to get heart disease and cancer. Okay, so my first thing, and these all end with a question for the person, is, well, give them my $100 challenge. About 15 episodes of this ago, I put out a challenge. Nobody's gotten my money yet. And, I got 40,000 YouTube subscribers, but a video like this, like my audience is not all centered on keto. I haven't built this on keto. It gets 1,000 views over a week. It's 1,000 people see it. But my podcast gets 200 to 220,000 downloads a day. Twice I've put on my podcast this challenge. So there's 200,000 people out there who have heard my challenge. And that challenge is, bring me a conclusive, well-done medical study that shows a connection between increased risk of heart disease and or cancer with high fat and meat consumption while in a carbohydrate restricted state. Because we have to have the whole thing. Because yes, if you eat lots of meat and lots of fat and tons of fat while eating lots of carbohydrates, you absolutely do increase your risk of heart disease and probably cancer. But no one has ever done a study that's ever proven that fat by itself, specifically animal fats, healthy fats, coconut oil, avocado, and things with a face, for instance, has any indication whatsoever to increase heart disease or cancer. Except when those things have been measured in empirical studies, which means we just take data that we can gather. We don't actually have a controlled group that we test. And those people are also basically eating lots of other things. Or they filled out a questionnaire. How many cups of baby back ribs did you eat last year? I don't know. I track everything on my phone with a keto app. I can tell you if I look it up. Most people don't do that shit, and I can't tell you what I ate last week. All I know, it was good. That's it. So these studies are bullshit. But if you actually look where they've tried to prove this, there's been a lot of studies. There's been billions of dollars spent trying to prove the Ansel-Keys hypothesis, and 100% of them failed. They have never fed people high-quality fat in absence of carbohydrate and been able to prove anything bad happens at all. So, can you do that? That's my question. Can you, since everybody knows this, and since you're so sure of it, can you go find me a study? I'll give you a $100 bill. I'll pull one out right now. I'll write your name on it. It's got your name on it. All you got to do is bring me that study, since everybody knows. And since it's just something that's a foregone conclusion, you should be able to do it in 5 minutes, right? So, with that, I mean, that's a pretty good hourly rate. You get my $100. Go ahead, go. Can you do that for me? Go ahead, since everybody knows. Now, you'll probably get a lot of rolling of the eyes and anger, and because what you're going to deal with now is cognitive dissonance, which is anytime you give somebody information that is counter to their pre-existing beliefs, if it goes in at all, if it hits them at all, it actually hurts their head. It actually causes pain. But I'm back to, since you're so concerned about my health, you're so concerned that I'm improving my life the way that I'm doing it, and I'm not doing it the way you say I should do it, since you're so worried about it, then it must be worth it to you to spend the 5 minutes it would take to prove something that everybody knows and get $100 for it and convince me that I'm wrong. So please go do that. Can you do that for me? That person's never coming back to you because there is no such study. I've checked, and I guarantee you, of my 200,000 plus podcast listeners, at least 20 or 30,000 of them are like, I'll take Jack's $100. Sure. So that's a lot of people checking. No studies, because there ain't no studies. I have listened to people who have done PhD research on this recently, who started out their dissertations to confirm this and ended up being persuaded the other way around because they were unable to obtain data that proved the hypothesis that has failed. So it's not a thing. So that's my number one way. And I think that's your silver bullet. That's the werewolf comes or whatever, the silver bullet in the heart, and dang. Like, it just, sorry, Charlie, there isn't one. So there is no evidence that shows this at all. Doesn't exist. Number two, though, I would say, while you're at it, I'll give you another $100. Show me a study of people who were on a keto diet with healthy fats for at least 90 days where their cholesterol numbers got worse. I'll give you a second $100 if you can do that. Just cholesterol alone. Surely somebody that wanted to prove that this is a bad, terrible way to eat has gotten a group of, let's say, just 200 people together and fed them a controlled diet of healthy keto, exactly the way we eat, 70 to 75% of your calories from fats, most of it from protein, under 20 grams of carbohydrates. Somebody's done that and showed, at least, that 51% of those people had worse cholesterol. Go do that too while you're at it. I mean, since everybody knows, you should be able to find both of those. Like, maybe it's the same study and you get $200. Bye. Again, that person's never coming back. They're going to be angry. They're going to they're going to be outraged. But it's all cognitive dissonance. They don't have an answer for you. It's just what they've been told their whole lives and what their doctor said, so it must be true. But there is no studies that show this. They don't exist. Now, there are studies that actually show that a keto diet improves cholesterol numbers, reduces blood pressure, those exist. These other things that they say exist don't exist. They're not there. Trust me, your money's safe. First person that makes that bet with a friend and loses, I'll cover your bet. After that, I'll come on and say, hey, somebody got my money. Don't say this no more. But until then, it's safe. Go tell your friends that. See if they can come up with a conclusive study. It has to have solid methodology, and it has to have actual people that were actually fed a diet, and then their results were tested before and after the diet. It cannot be that we went to some country and data raked information where you have no idea what people are really eating. Because that's what they do. That's empirical evidence, and that is not a solid basis for information. It's not. And no scientists will actually defend it if you make them, because they can't. Okay? We can get some ideas about things that way, but we can't say we have conclusively proven anything because we haven't removed variables. That's the scientific method. So just ask for those two studies, bet them $100 on each one, and you're probably done. But if they want to keep going, I have another suggestion for you. I have this suggestion for anybody that tells me the way I'm eating is so unhealthy. Let's do this. For lunch and dinner, and since you eat breakfast, for the next week, every time you sit down to eat, take a picture of what you're eating. And every time you eat a snack or anything like that, anytime you eat anything, take a picture of it and text it to me. I will do the same thing. I will take a picture of, let's put your number in my phone right now. I'll take a picture of my food and I'll text it to you. At the end of that week, let's look at what we're eating side by side, and you make a case to me that you're eating more healthy than I am. Because I know the people that are saying this shit, they're eating complete garbage food that even they know is garbage food, but all of a sudden you try to pull yourself up out of the garbage gutter, and they don't like it because it makes them take a harder look at what they have to eat. Because I know people saying this, and I mean, part of what I want to do one day, I want to make a viral video called The Keto Death, How You Die on Keto, right? and I'm gonna have a plate, and the plate's gonna be like, you know, a reasonable sized hamburger, right? Because this is your next one. This is the next question for somebody. If eating a reasonable sized hamburger and some French fries and a Diet Coke is okay, how is throwing away the bun and replacing the fries with a salad and drinking a water going to kill me? Please explain that to me. Go ahead. Because what I want to do for my viral video, I want to do just that. Have like a nice little burger, reasonable size, you know, with all the fixings on it, stuff like that. And, you know, some French fries and a Diet Coke. And then I want to like have hands come in, just like the plate's all you see, and like everything's like super music, like playing that Enya music or something they put on that Kraft macaroni and cheese commercial that whoever came up with that commercial should be beaten in the face because it's so disgusting. Like, feed your kids this garbage and everything will be great. Wonderful. Anyway, so like you got the Enya music playing, and then like hands come in and like they take the burger and the bun away, and then they start shaking like something terrible's happening, and then like another hand comes in and takes away the French fries, and then a big old salad gets put on the plate, and then the Coke goes away, and a nice glass of water with a little lemon in it shows up, and then you have like, remember the old air raid drills from like the nuclear, you know, people were worried about nuclear attacks. Danger, danger, you're gonna die. How is taking away the bun and the French fries from the burger going to kill you? Do you see how stupid that is? So that would be my next question. How is that going to happen? I'd like to do it with a bunch of things. Like, get a pork chop, you know, and some potato, or a pile of rice, and some broccoli, right? And we take the potatoes away, start shaking, and salad comes in. Danger, danger, danger. How stupid is it when you think about it that way? The food they say is okay is the same food we're eating. We're just eliminating some of it. But now we're going to die. It's honestly intellectually retarded. You have no proof of your claims, right? You're eating garbage while you're telling me I'm going to be unhealthy. And your claim is by removing a bun from a burger, I'm going to die. So that brings me back to where we started. Question number 5. Go fuck yourself. Can you do that for me? Because if you can't do these, if you can't answer these other questions, that's what I'm left with now. In fact, if you can't get past point 1, if you can't bring me a conclusive study that demonstrates that what everybody knows has actually been proven, then you telling me what to eat, and you're unwilling to compare the meals that we're eating. Because I guarantee you, the average person doing keto, especially like a healthy keto, like is what we're talking about here, that's sitting down and eating a big, huge salad of mixed greens, a little bit of tomato, a little bit of cucumber, a crumble of bacon on it, some really good high-quality cheese maybe, you know, maybe a steak with a little side of like broccoli. Do you think the person telling you you're going to die is eating even close to that healthy? Do you think they're going to text you their meal, their McMuffin, right? What is that thing with the freaking pancakes and the syrup and gunk from McDonald's? It's not a McMuffin, it's McGriddle, right? They're going to text you your McGriddle and their friggin' McFlurry, right? And then for lunch, they're going to text you their picture of a freaking Wendy's burger. And then for dinner, they're going to text you whatever crap they throw together, macaroni and cheese, friggin' beefaroni or some shit at home. And they're going to tell you about being healthy. None of these people talking this shit are actually eating healthy. None of them are ever the people that are eating even the diet that the mainstream really says. They're all filling up on high fructose corn syrup and other garbage. They're feeding their kids freaking like syrup-laden waffles and shit like that, and they don't like you pointing out that it's not a good idea. Because they've convinced themselves that it's okay, because what you're dealing with now is confirmation bias. The idea that we can eat lots of bread and pasta and all sounds wonderful. It sounds wonderful because it's comfort food. It's addictive food. But it's not true. And all you have to do is look at when America's diet really changed. In the 1970s, when Ansel Keys got his way, when the American Heart Association, American Health Association, and the United States government, and the government of every modern country switched dietary guidelines and started teaching in schools, high-grain diets were healthy. The minute that happens, this is what happens to heart disease. This is what happens to freaking type 2 diabetes. This is what happens to obesity. That's what changed. We didn't change. We're the same people. Cancer rates, boom. Every indicator of health every good positive indicator went down. Every negative one went up since that happened. Science did a great job with infectious diseases, right? They really did. Between sanitation and medication and a basic fundamental understanding of what an infectious disease was, science did great with it. When they created a lifestyle disease, they tried to follow the same thing. Let's put pills on it. People lived for 100,000 generations, not 100,000 years, 100,000 generations without statin drugs, without, oral insulin for type 2 diabetes, etc. Science did a great job keeping people with type 1 diabetes alive. They've done a horrible job with type 2 diabetes, which they created. There is no evidence at all, infinity, that eating a keto diet increases your risk of heart disease or cancer. I'll even give you this. There is actually like 1 or 2 really weird mutation cancers that certain byproducts of keto eating may actually be an issue with. It's like a minority of a minority. It's like a rare cancer with a rare mutation. If you get that cancer, you probably shouldn't eat keto. But if you look at the majority of cancers, what is the number one thing that fuels the growth of a tumor? Sugar. Sugar is cancer fuel. You want a person with cancer to die? Give them carrot juice. It will speed up their death really, really fast. There is mountains of evidence of ketogenic eating being used as adjunctive therapy to standard of care cancer treatment and getting better results. There are people who used ketogenic eating who were told that their situation was, you might die. Like, we're not guaranteeing you're going to die. We're not saying this is terminal, but this is really bad. They went ketogenic and didn't even do chemo or radiation, and their tumors went away. I'm not saying that's what to do. I'm saying there's evidence of that. There's no evidence the other way. It doesn't exist. So I'm back to, hey, go get me a study. $100. Here it is. And I would do it, man. I would carry around a $100 bill in your pocket if you have people like this in your life. Here it is. You want this? Oh, yeah, I want it. Okay, go get me a study that shows this. And I have a second one for you. If you can just show me increased cholesterol on a ketogenic diet for at least 90 days with people that were actually in a control group, fed a specific diet, we know what they ate, and here's the results. Go do it, and you have my money, right? Text me pictures of your food. Let me see what you ate. Let's look at our food side by side. And please tell me how throwing the bun away from the hamburger that you eat is going to kill me. Please tell me how not drinking the chemically laden Diet Pepsi that you drink that you think is better for your health is going to kill me. Please tell me how not eating the disgusting supersized fries that were fried in vegetable oil that's not fit for human consumption and has been heated up to over 500 degrees for the past year and occasionally filtered through some paper, not eating that is going to kill me, but you're okay. And by the way, until you can answer these other 4 questions when it comes to how I eat and how I live my life, you can go fuck yourself. Because I'm getting healthy whether you like it or not. And understand, there is a group, some of these people, they really do mean well, but when it comes down to it long term, when they remain a pain in your ass, the point is you can look at a person. Look at me. Go ahead, look up episode 1 of this series. Look at not just my weight, look at my face. Look at my skin. Look at my eyes. Look at my neck. Look at my hands. And go find some of the first videos. Go find some videos on my channel not about keto that are from a few weeks before that. You can see a person getting healthy when they eat this way. Misery loves company, even when that misery is in the form of your friends. Remember, you do not answer to your friends and family about what you eat. You're a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman. You answer to the person in your bathroom, the one in the mirror looking back at you, the cause of and solution to your problems. On the floor, that's where your scale is. The scale can be your friend or your enemy. I look forward to my conversations with my scale now. I hope you do too. Even when I go up a pound, it doesn't bother me because I know what the long-term trend is. It's right here in my spreadsheet. All these people that are so smart to tell you how bad this is, I'm just back to 66 days, 31.6 pounds, 12.79% of my body weight gone. Reduction in body fat percentage from 34% to 23%. So if you want to tell me how unhealthy what I'm doing is, you can go fuck yourself. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.